Hello, welcome to the next lecture of strength of material. Our topic is strain energy. In the first lecture, we studied about resilience. That is the strain energy stored per unit volume within elasticity. In that lecture, we studied only about the strain energy in one dimension. So, according to that, the strain energy per unit volume is given by the area under stress strain curve. Okay. Up to elastic limit it is called resilience and up to fracture it is called toughness. Now up to elastic limit the strain energy per unit volume is this area. Okay. So this is sigma into f1 by 2. Okay. So this is the strain energy per unit volume in one dimension. Now when the block is subjected to three different stresses, sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, all are principal stresses. Then the strain energy is given by the same formula by summing the strain energy in all the directions. Sigma 1 epsilon 1 by 2 plus sigma 1 epsilon 1 by 2 plus sigma 2 epsilon 2 by 2 in second direction and sigma 3 epsilon 3 by 2 in third direction. Okay. So this is strain energy per unit volume in in three dimensions. Now we can calculate the epsilon one. Epsilon one is nothing but sigma one by E minus sigma mu sigma two by E minus mu sigma three by E. Okay. Similarly, epsilon two is sigma two by E minus mu sigma one by E minus mu sigma three by E. Similarly, sigma 3, sorry, epsilon 3 is sigma 3 by E minus mu sigma 1 by E minus mu sigma 2 by E. Okay. Now putting these values in equation, in this equation, okay, we can find out the strain energy in terms of Poisson ratio and stresses. Okay. Now putting this value sigma 1 by E minus bracket sigma 1 by E minus mu sigma 2 by E minus mu sigma 3 by E plus sigma 2 by 2 plus sigma 2 by E minus mu sigma 1 by E minus mu sigma 3 by 8 minus sorry plus sigma 3 by 2 sigma bracket sigma 3 by e minus mu sigma 1 by e minus mu sigma 2 by e. Solving this, we can calculate sigma 1 square, okay, sigma 2 square, sigma 3 square by 2e, okay, and 1 from this sigma 1 sigma 2 and 1 from this sigma 1 sigma 2. Similarly, sigma 2, sigma 3, sigma 3, sigma 1. So we can find out this expression 1 by 2e bracket sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square plus sigma 3 square minus 2 mu bracket sigma 1 sigma 2 plus sigma 2 sigma 3 plus sigma 3 sigma 1. Okay. So this is the strain energy per unit volume and this is the total strain energy per unit volume. The total strain energy per unit volume is uh, total strain energy per unit volume comprises of volumetric strain energy per unit volume and shear strain energy per unit volume. Okay, so the there are two components of strain energy. One is due to the mean component, okay, mean component of stresses, and one is due to the variable component of stresses. The volumetric strain energy per unit volume is due to the mean component of stresses acting on it, and shear strain energy per unit volume is the variable or deviated component of stresses acting on it. Okay. Now to calculate the volumetric strain energy, we take a block and subject it to hydrostatic stress. It means the stress in all the directions is same. Okay, and find out its strain energy. Now, because there is no variation in stress in any direction, okay, in this direction, so there will be no strain energy in this. All the strain energy will be volumetric strain energy. So there will be only one component of strain energy, that is volumetric strain energy in this. Okay, so here the mean stress is, sorry, here the if we put sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 and in this is equal to sigma. In this expression, we can find out volumetric energy. Okay, so this is volumetric energy. Okay, now if you put epsilon, we can find out sigma by E 1 minus 2 mean. Okay, sorry, we can find out strain energy 3 sigma square 2 E plus. This is the volumetric strain energy in this case, and this is also the total strain energy in this case also, in this case. But in a real problem where the sigma 1, sigma 2 and sigma 3 are different, we have to calculate the mean component. Okay, and this mean component is equal to sigma. If we put sigma is equal to this value, then the strain energy given by this sigma is volumetric strain energy of this of that case. Okay, so if we put sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 by 3 here, okay, sorry, sigma 1, sigma 2 plus sigma 3 by 3 is equal to sigma, then the strain energy will be this. Okay. So this is sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square plus sigma 3 square plus 2 sigma 1, sigma 2 plus 2 sigma 2, sigma 3 and plus 2 sigma 3 sigma 1, 1 minus root divided by 6. Okay. Now this is the volumetric strain energy. Okay. Now to find out the shear strain energy, this is the volumetric strain energy of this case. When sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3 are projected. Okay. So to find out the shear strain energy, we have to subtract this volumetric strain energy from the total strain energy. Because total strain energy is summation of shear strain energy per unit volume and volumetric strain energy per unit volume strain energy per unit volume is this much, and total strain energy per unit volume is this much. Okay, if we subtract these two, we can find out shear strain energy per unit volume. So this is the result. 2 sigma 1 mass when we subtract it, 2 sigma 1 square plus 2 sigma 2 square plus 2 sigma 3 square minus 2 sigma 1 sigma 2 minus 2 sigma 2 sigma 3 minus 2 sigma 3 sigma 1 divided by 6e 1 plus mu using E and G relationship, and writing it sigma 1 square plus sigma 1 square, and this sigma we can write sigma 1 minus sigma 2 square. Now 1 sigma 1 square sigma 3 square or and minus 2 sigma 2 minus 2 sigma 2 sigma 3, we can write this, and on third we can write this, then it will be shear strain energy per unit volume. Okay, so this is the shear strain energy per unit volume in 3 dimension. If we want to calculate in 2 dimension, put sigma 3 is equal to 0. So we have this sigma 1 minus sigma 2 square, here sigma 2 square, here sigma 1 square. Okay, that is divided by 12 sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square minus 2 sigma 1 sigma 2 sigma 1 2 square plus 1 square. We add this. Okay, we will have 2 sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square minus 2 sigma 1 sigma 2, and 2 is common, and it will be sigma 1 square plus sigma 2 square by minus sigma 1 sigma 2 divided by 6. Okay, for 1 dimension, put sigma 2 also 0 and sigma 1 as sigma, so it will be sigma square 460. Okay, next article is shear strain energy under pure shear. Okay, now consider a block which is subjected to pure shear, that is tau. Okay, now if we draw its Mohr circle, okay, then on this plane only tau is acting, so there will be no normal stress and there will be shear stress. So this is the tau. Okay, positive, sorry, this will be a tau negative, it's anti-clockwise, so this will be a tau. Okay, and this is clockwise, so it will be this. Okay, and this is the end point and this is the midpoint, taking it as center, and this as radius, we can draw a circle, that is Mohr circle. Now principal says sigma 1 is equal to radius of circle, that is tau, and second principal says is sigma 2, that is minus tau. Okay, So we can have two principal sizes, that is sigma 1 is equal to tau and sigma 2 is equal to minus tau. Putting these values, sigma 1 is equal to tau and sigma 2 is equal to minus tau and sigma 3 is equal to 0 in the equation, in the above equation. Okay. In the equation of shear strain energy. Okay. So we can have sigma, we can have all these plus, that is tau square, okay, that is also tau square or tau square by 3 tau square by 6g or tau square by 3. Or alternatively, we can have, we are having tau as shear stress, okay, and for pi is the shear strain energy is tau into pi by 2, like in normal case, sigma into epsilon by 2, and in shear stress, in shear, when it is related to shear stress, then it tau, and shear stress by 2, okay, and pi is tau by g, so it will be tau square by g. Now impact loading, strain energy in impact loading. Suppose this is the a block, this is a bar, and a weight of W falls from height h, and there is x deformation in the bar. Okay. Then the potential energy lost by this weight is the initially the weight was at height h and which is equal to this height. So the height lost is x plus x, to energy potential energy loss is W x plus x. Now the material will gain some energy from this block. Okay, so that strain energy is sigma square by 2e. Okay, okay, here should be 2e. Okay, 2e, and that is the strain energy per unit volume. Okay, if you multiply it by volume, then it will be this. Okay, and okay, now if we solve, now if we solve, we sorry, if we assume that sigma is the stress caused by the load, that is P, which is gradually applied. Here W is suddenly applied and P is gradually applied. Then the stress will be P by A. P by A. Okay. Now P by A square by 2E into A is equal to W H plus X. Okay. Now if we put H is equal to 0, then it will be a suddenly applied load with it at height 0. So it will give W is equal to P by 2. So the effect of suddenly applied load is double of the will cause double of actual stress, that is caused by gradually applied load. Next, if we put the value of x is deformation of the material, x in the above equation, the equation E, x is equal to PL by E. P is the gradually applied load which causes stress sigma and deformation x. Okay, we put this value here. Okay, and then the then solve it for p. It will become quadratic equation. So p will be this. After finding out p, we can find out stress. It is divided by area. Okay. Thank you. This is basically W by E plus W square by